Alright guys, sorry, we're back. Well, that was really fucking annoying. I'm just gonna go off on a rant. So I should stop, but to me, that's clearly fair use. We're commentating over top of it. It's gonna take us like 2 hours to get through a 40-minute thing. Who in their right minds would watch us as a substitute for actually going and watching the original thing? I don't profit off of it. Just total horseshit. Just fucking sick and tired of YouTube and their bullshit. So, alright, anyway, so thankfully the Up North swooped in. So we're gonna try it. Lauren, get out of here. We're gonna try this new version that is edited, so hopefully it doesn't get picked up by, it doesn't get flagged for copyright. Whoops. Let's get this going. So let's see. Are you enjoying your Oreos?
Yep.
She had to go run and get Oreos.
I got the munchies real bad.
I figured, oh, there's no way this guy's going to come.
And now Chris Hansen joins us with another hidden camera investigation.
Thanks, Ann.
Spooky.
It's our very latest To Catch a Predator. Tonight we head south to Kentucky.
So should we watch it all, just let it play through, and then we'll just pick up basically where we got stopped? It was like the first we only made it through the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do
Okay.
better.
Yeah, no, that's fine up north. We'll just have to do
It's
it,
actually
you know?
kind of entertaining.
Yeah, it's kind of funny for it to be like that. I guess I'll say hi to everybody again. We have Zach Sanford, Asbury Brad, Evil of McNuggets, Mam Yes Ma'am, Anthony R, Dark Atheist, Jeff W, Winnie Syllables, Hey Boo, Mam Yes Ma'am. Oops, said hi to Mam Yes Ma'am already. Sorry. Carrot Gaming, Spencer Silvera, Dad Damn Doctor, Cyber Squeak or Cyber Squeal, The Nut North, Witchard, Smokey the Cat. Smokey the Cat, your cats get 2 streams. As pet of the stream.
Stream for each kitty.
Yep. Lauren Stamina, Tiffany Rose, Headbutt, Lauren's Empty Beer Can. Hey, Dan Jeans. Yeah, the Cornville Mafia struck again, guys. Michael Mendoza. Thanks, Ann. Let's see. Jake Breaker, drive carefully. Alright. Alright, I guess we'll just start it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure it looks good on stream. Okay. Okay.
Where things quickly went south for the parade of men who showed up at our undercover house thinking they'd meet a young girl home alone. We've conducted 12 investigations now, but this time we were bowled over by what we'd seen in the quiet town of Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Do you ever watch Dateline?
I've watched it once.
Well, Todd, there's something I got to tell you.
I'm on it.
We're at it again,
Get on your face. Get on your face right now. Hands out.
catching
Hey, Honest.
potential online sex predators in the act of attempting to meet young girls.
I've had that fantasy in the back of my head.
About being with a young girl.
A young girl, yes.
We're in a new state in a new part of the country, southwestern Kentucky. What's not new is the men's reaction to meeting who they think is a young girl.
I haven't had a kiss yet.
Gosh, you're pretty.
Go and give you a hug.
I'd like to hold you
And then what?
and kiss you. That's why I was asking you to come
I'd
over
like to
here.
hold you.
We're set up in this 6,000 square foot home in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We've outfitted the house with 12 hidden
Hey, Tracy.
cameras, 7 outside, capturing a
I understand, Dark Atheist.
potential
Dark Atheist says, I'll be right back. Gotta report this again.
predator as he drives into the development, up our street, and into our driveway. Then 5 cameras inside pick up his every move as he walks in the door.
Oh, yeah, nice place here.
Thank you.
In the basement are our paid consultants, members of the online watchdog group Perverted Justice.
Smokey the Cat said, gosh, you're pretty, when he's boyfriend slash husband's wife slash girlfriend. It's girlfriend slash wife, but that's okay. So, gosh, you're pretty.
Its volunteers set up profiles of 12 or 13-year-olds, go into chat rooms, and wait to be contacted. If a man starts chatting, expresses a desire for sex, and is willing to meet, the decoy then invites the man over.
Are you going to call me when you get close, or to surprise me, or what?
For this operation, Perverted Justice has teamed up with the Kentucky Attorney General's office, the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, as well as local law enforcement.
Most of these guys are going to be coming off 65 one direction or another, so.
Kentucky Attorney General Greg Stumbo has worked with Perverted Justice during 2 prior sting operations without Dateline being present, like this one in northern Kentucky.
They just fucking flagged our fucking thing. No, I don't know. It was really YouTube. Yeah, Perverted Justice.
Those are the people that are like hunting. On
right.
Okay.
They're the decoys. Drive safe, honest. Yeah, don't chat until you get somewhere safe. I don't want to fucking lose you.
Spring.
Thanks for helping us.
Were you anxious at all about having Perverted Justice, a civilian group, do the decoy work in these cases?
Just the name, Perverted Justice, sort of raises some red flags.
So Stumbo says his office did a
Hey, Pam Simpson.
thorough background check on Perverted Justice.
All we saw were positive things. We didn't see anything negative. Law enforcement is not equipped to conduct these types of operations at this point. And so, to us, it was just a natural fit.
During the first Attorney General sting in Louisville about a year ago, 7 men were arrested. All were convicted of a felony. During the second sting, again with Dateline not present last April, 11 men arrived at this house in northern Kentucky, and all 11 were arrested.
Get on the ground, please! Get on the ground! On the ground, please!
That's the issue is that we can't see this guy's, like... Could you tell that guy's face, like, went like...
No, I mean, we're going to miss some details, but it's just like watching an animated sketch.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, more crap for put-downs. Hey, Mandy S. Mandy S says hi.
Hey!
I can see him. Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
One man has pleaded not guilty and is awaiting trial. The other 10 have pleaded guilty. Stumbo says one of those men stands out the most.
Okay, what's your name, sir? Jim Roush, R-A-U-Z-H. Okay, all right.
A teacher.
What do you do, Jim? I work for University of Cincinnati.
He was a well-respected citizen in his community, a member of a church, had a lot of people in the community who supported him, who couldn't believe that he would engage in this type of conduct.
He's 59-year-old James Roush, a retired elementary school music teacher and a criminal justice professor for a university. He's interrogated by agents from the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah. Being an elementary school teacher.
Yeah, he talks in 333. He talks in the police interrogation. He's like, he's trying to sell the cops on going to the University of Cincinnati to go through his course. It's really weird.
Shameless plug.
Do you know how old?
Cybersqueak says that you're coming between us.
Oh, apologies. I think I was here first, though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the you coming between us, eh?
Trying.
Ooh, shots fired.
Ooh.
And what?
She told me she was 13, but I don't do that. Okay? 13-year-olds, God, it's gross.
Not your thing?
No.
That's what he starts off saying, but later seems to change his story.
I came here to be for her, possibly sexually too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could have ever done that.
He also admits he invited the decoy to see photos of his genitals from his webcam.
More of an education for her.
I think so.
Exploratory.
This is what a guy looks like.
Yeah.
He ends up pleading guilty and is sentenced to 46 months in prison, followed by lifetime supervision.
Hey!
So what will happen this time when Dateline...
That's about 4 years, yeah. It would have been 48 months is 4 years, so
Yeah,
just
a little
shy.
under.
Yeah.
is present. It seems some potential predators are getting the message. KBI Commissioner David James says chat rooms are filled with men afraid to show up.
Once they found out that the girl was in Kentucky, that we're not going to come to Kentucky because that's where they arrest people for doing this.
Golly.
But as always, that doesn't stop everyone. Stay tuned for the laughter. Well, you think this is funny?
No, I'm
It's a
just...
big joke. The tears. You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
Cool.
And the attempted getaway.
Okay, out of the vehicle.
Hey, come on in.
Walking into our undercover house.
All right, so if anybody wasn't here, this is where we got shut down at. So we're back up to speed. We didn't have much to say because we already talked about it.
Yeah.
House is 39-year-old John Elliott, a factory worker for a window company. He's driven 2.5 hours to meet a girl who told him she was 12 and home alone. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was just watching some TV. Come sit down.
All right.
We've hired this 19-year-old actress, Casey, to be our decoy. Elliot seems to think she's the 12-year-old virgin he's been chatting with online for the past month. Using a screen name so disturbing we can't broadcast it, he tells the decoy.
So they say that his screen name is too disturbing, they can't broadcast it. It's Bald Beaver Hunter.
Bald Beaver, okay.
And so that's why
I hate everything about it.
that's why, he's looking for, well, you'll get the therapist part, but that, he's beaver hunting right now.
Decoy about his fantasy of being with a young girl.
You were asking me about what I was daydreaming about. Well, that's it. You nude and me licking you.
He continues to chat with the decoy about his fixation with giving her oral sex and adds that as he's talking to her, he's nude and thinking bad thoughts.
I just never thought I would openly tell a young girl that.
Is okay with me.
Is okay with
But
me.
as soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd give anything I could to have one night with her.
At one point, he tells her his hobby is...
Oh, right. Thank you, Nup North. That's what I was going. So they can't use this screen name, which is just Bald Beaver Hunter. That's too extreme. But there was another guy in California. Guess what his username was?
It's probably something really fucked up and gross, and that was fine.
Can I rape you anally?
Oh, and I'm sure that was fine.
And they broadcasted it.
Wow.
They said it, but they can't say Bald Beaver
Well,
Hunter.
it's like, I remember, I think I noticed it in Supernatural. They could say bitch, but they couldn't say shit. And I remember it was like a whole thing.
Man, I wish that show would have stopped after season 5.
That show needed to end.
No, it needed to end after season 5. Season 1 through Supernatural is legitimately a great show. It should have ended.
Well, now it has like a nostalgia factor because I saw some of it in elementary school.
But that original ending, the whole plot, it was just great. Anyway, Amy A. Ramirez, how you doing? Nice to see you. Lauren Legweek, Casey's cheating on Lawn again. Yep. And Cornville Commoner, nice to see you.
Taking pictures of himself masturbating and then sends the decoy some of those shots. And he doesn't stop there. Later, he sends her child pornography,
There you go.
a photo of a girl engaging in a sex
Like,
act.
it's weird how these
That
guys
girl is
think
young.
they're like studs.
How young?
You know what I mean?
I think 14.
He's not smooth.
Wow.
At one point, he seems to fear she might be a policewoman. But as you can see, that doesn't stop him from showing up.
Yeah, it's the first door on the left. I let him go to the bathroom, and when he came out, he seemed a little more relaxed. He was a little more comfortable that, okay, she let me go to the bathroom. We're going to be here a while.
Oh, I think
So look at this. Look at this. Who would have chairs set up like this? Just 2 chairs by themselves in the living room, just facing each other.
You know what kind of living rooms have those? Sting living rooms.
Yeah, that's right.
Interrogation living rooms.
The Sting House.
That's where dads sit down with their daughters' dates.
Yeah, Cybersqueak says, I love how you can say ass and hole, but not asshole. And if you do, the hole is censored on TV. So it's ass beep. Like, why not beep hole? Like,
Hole is the offensive
Hole,
part.
yes. Hole is what makes ass offensive, I guess.
Gosh, you're pretty.
Thank you. So what are your
Carrot, they didn't stop to pee because they were, trying to get there as soon as possible to rape a child. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
plans, or what are you thinking?
I love how
Kissing you.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, how we talked on the internet.
As the decoy presses him, he stops smiling and seems to get suspicious. She asks him about that photo he sent her of the girl receiving oral sex.
Oh, that picture you sent me with the 14-year-old girl. Was she really 14?
I don't know. I just found it off of a guy off the internet when we were talking.
Is that like what you wanted to do?
That's what I want to do, but there's something in me that it's not right, you know, and it's really bothering me.
Alright, so Bob has a little bit.
You seem pretty confident on the internet
Chris just waltzed
in terms
out.
of what you wanted to do. What was your plan tonight?
Actually, I wasn't really going to be doing anything because I was worried of getting too scared and nervous about it.
Now, why were you getting so scared and nervous?
Well, I just knew it wasn't right.
But that's not how you made it sound online.
No, he's the lookalike cat that I thought Bowser got out one day and it freaked me out.
Oh, he found something.
He found something, probably a chipmunk.
Maybe the rat that lives in our yard.
Hopefully. Oh, it's peeing.
Oh, that's cute. Wow.
It just peed. It's looking at us. Like, what do you want?
He's like, excuse me, carry on with your pedo show. Mind your business.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So Chris is giving him pictures of his, like, the naked pictures that he sent the decoy.
What about the photos he sent of himself masturbating? Why'd you do it?
Well, just everything in my life it's all screwed up. I've got a bad job. My marriage is not good.
Did you bring any condoms?
No, I wasn't going to do anything like that.
Yeah, what were you going to do?
It was just oral.
Just oral.
Well, I didn't think it was that bad on oral.
She told you she was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And you came over here planning to have oral sex with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to...
Yeah, just he's an idiot. Just wait till you hear who he thinks Chris is.
Tonight, I mean, yeah, I did.
When I ask him about his obscene screen name, he starts to laugh. You think this is funny?
No,
it's a big joke.
No,
over here to have sex with a 12-year-old girl. This is a big old joke to you.
No. What I'm getting at is, this is the very first time this has ever happened. I've never met.
It's the first time you got caught, maybe.
No.
Right. So what made you decide all of a sudden to do it now? I mean, you've been chatting with this girl for a month.
I've had that fantasy in the back of my head.
Fantasy? About being with a young girl?
A young girl, yes.
Well, what do you think should happen to you?
Sent to an island.
Sent to an island.
Exile.
Exile on an island. You still think this is all funny?
No, I don't know why you're asking me stuff like this. I mean...
Well, why do you think I'm curious about all this?
I can tell you're a therapist, I know.
He thinks Chris is a therapist.
That's so awkward.
Hey, Turd Ferguson.
It's like, no, actually, I find child predators. Hey.
He thinks that he talked to a decoy for a month, a girl for a month, not even decoy
And then he's
yet.
getting sent to, like, involuntary
therapy.
therapy.
Right, it's a therapist.
Like conversion therapy or some shit.
I mean, he's an idiot to begin with, but the best part is his full interrogation is online. Like, you can watch him being interrogated, and it is kind of it's very secondhand embarrassment. Like, you could not get through it.
Oh, God.
Because he cries a lot about his dead brother and stuff, and how he should be dead, and his brother but whatever. He asked the interrogator, who's an investigating agent with the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, Agent Catherine Reed, who's amazing. He goes, "Are you a therapist too?" Like, he thinks she's a therapist. He's in a police station in handcuffs, just asked to sign away.
You're in deep shit.
Just asked to sign away his rights. And he goes, "Are you a therapist too?"
I mean,
You think I'm a therapist?
I'm a therapist.
Yeah, by the way,
So you think that you came over here to meet this girl and magically a therapist sat down to help you through your problem?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, do you you ever watch television?
No, sir.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen, and I work for a show called Dateline NBC.
Okay.
And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teenagers online for sex.
Okay.
It's called To Catch a Predator. So if there's anything else that you'd like to tell us about your situation, we'd like to hear it.
I love my wife, and I know it doesn't look like it. I need to see a psychiatrist because of the way everything's going through my life.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and I hope you get that help. As he gets up to leave and makes the long walk to the door, officers are in position, ready to arrest him.
sheriff's office. Hands up!
Sheriff's
Hands
office.
up!
Hands up!
Hands out! Hands out!
I'm the sheriff.
I love when they get taken to the ground.
He's taken away in an unmarked car and brought to a police station.
Look
He's
at
booked,
that.
photographed,
Thank you, sir.
Oh no.
and brought in for questioning.
Had an interesting night, haven't you?
Yeah.
To say the least.
He's read his rights, and Kentucky Bureau of Investigation agent Catherine Reed starts to question him.
What brought you here tonight, Johnny?
Just fantasy.
That old spray can.
What kind of fantasies?
I don't want to be with a young girl. I'm not saying it's right or anything like that. I don't mean to make it sound that way.
So you knew it was wrong when you came here?
Agent Reed gets the man's consent to search his car and retrieve his computer from his home.
Oh, gosh.
He's then...
But yeah, Agent Reed, she's really good at like what she does, like interrogating. She does this great thing where, like, obviously it works because he's, you know, it works more because he's dumb. But like, she'll say like, "Why don't you practice telling your wife what you did with me? I'll pretend to be your wife." You know, like she's helping him, but she's just trying to get to confession. Yeah, he's pretty. I don't think they have kids. They have kids, guys. I can't remember. I know he's married. But he kind of doesn't play along with any of it. Not because he's too smart not to. It's just he kind of doesn't. He's like not very spatially aware, kind of in his interview.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry Anthony, Duchess of Cornville. Who else popped in? Camp Vogel. Shoot. My other brother. Nice to see you.
Taken to jail.
I've never been in jail or anything like that.
And later brought before a judge.
You were charged with unlawful transaction with a minor less than 16 years of age, first degree, which is a Class B felony. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
The judge sets his bail.
Your bond will stay at $50,000 cash.
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
Up next, a man shows up on his birthday, hoping for more than a kiss.
Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And later, he starts crying.
Put your hands behind your back.
And crying. And crying.
I can't go to jail tonight. You will go to jail tonight.
Wait until you hear the plans he made for his date with a young teen.
Back up against the wall there.
I just saw a truck make a quick turn into here. This could be our boy coming right there.
It's day 3 of our undercover investigation here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Population 50,000. Our first guest arrives at noon, right on time. 27-year-old Jeremy Todd West pulls in the driveway, and our decoy invites him in.
Hey. Good, how are you?
Calling himself Bandit 8077, he starts chatting online with a decoy posing as a 13-year-old girl. After only about 20 minutes, he says he'd like to meet. 2 days later, he asks her this.
Are you wanting sex when we meet?
Are you wanting
Remember when we started dating and that's what I said? Are you wanting sex when we meet?
Yeah, and I just ripped my panties off right there.
I
I was
know.
like, take me now, Daddy.
Yeah. Hey, Carlito, nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before. It's Lon. Yeah, Jerry Anthony. Yeah, Lauren was going bald. Strawberries. Were you talking about donating to the stream? Because the only way you can do that is on Cash App. It's right on the stream art on where you could donate to.
I don't know. I don't even know you.
If we do, would you want to do it there or go somewhere and do it?
The chat goes on for almost a month. It looks like a blossoming romance. 2 weeks into their chat, he tells her, I would most likely want you to be my future wife. She tells him she wants to finish high school first. A jarring reminder that this is a chat between a 27-year-old man and a girl.
Yes, yeah, so what?
Non-edited version.
I'm streaming the edited version, and then I have my iPad, and I'm streaming like the one we were watching to begin with onto my iPad, and then they're like synced up, so we can at least see, you know, what everything's going on. So I advise you guys also do that as well. You just have to pause along with us. So
yeah.
Girl who says she's in 8th grade. 2 days before he's supposed to meet the girl, he starts to get worried.
But one thing that keeps running through my mind is if I get caught. I seen this Dateline thing where they are busting guys with cops trying to have sex with young kids.
Oh, you think that's me?
No, but it just scares me though.
Apparently, it doesn't scare him enough. Bandit 8077, a public works employee from Tennessee, makes himself at home.
Dang, these chairs are nice.
So how's it going?
Like,
So far, so good.
he looks like he's 40.
Yeah.
He looks like your friend's dad at like a barbecue.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
with that
it's the
goatee.
jorts. The
It's
jorts
the
and
jorts,
the
the sandals, the goatee, him being like huge. You know what I mean?
I mean, especially the bottom half, though.
Yeah.
That's good. Stay seated.
Well, we'll give you a hug.
Well,
Why don't you sit down before you give any hugs here, and we're going to have a little...
Oh, thank you, Ma'am Yes Ma'am. I didn't have my phone up, so I didn't see, but Ma'am Yes Ma'am donated $5.
Oh, thanks.
Said, I'm jumping on Guru's bandwagon since Guru
Jack,
donated $5.
You
So,
hear that? We're gonna get you some treats.
yeah, Jack's gonna get some treats, Jack. Woo!
I got a toy.
He's asleep. But thank you, Ma'am Yes Ma'am. I appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't have my phone up. That's how it notifies me.
Well, then he immediately crossed his arms there.
Yeah, he's like,
immediately
oh,
defensive.
Chris walks out and he crosses his arm. Jeremy Todd West. Hang on, let me look him up. Because I'm pretty sure he's in his late 30s.
I think they said he was 27 here.
27, right?
Yeah.
TCAP. Let's see. Todd West.
Is the fatty who folded his arms?
His arms. Yeah, on Reddit. Does it have their age? Date of birth, 1996.
1969.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm dyslexic if you didn't know
Sorry,
that.
the dyslexia kicked in.
No, so he was 30. He was 36. Wait, right? Yeah, 31 and then plus 5.
Well, he's
or
53
6.
now, I think.
Yeah, so he was in his 30s. Okay. I thought they said he was in his 20s.
I swear to God, they said he was 27.
Yeah. Unless that's wrong.
Well, Chad. What's going on?
Well, I guess he's 30. He would have been 38 at the time of this, because he is close to middle age.
To catch a predator.
To catch a professor. Yeah, 69. Nice.
Not much, just thought I'd come hang out, be friends.
So there's no friends who are your age on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why can't you talk to them?
No, I know what you're doing. Don't go there, please. I know what you're doing.
You talk about taking her out to buy sexy bras and panties and thongs.
Okay. I had a feeling this was it.
You had a feeling what was it?
This was a setup.
We would be kissing and my hands would caress your sexy body.
I made a mistake. I made a royal mistake. I wasn't going to sleep with her. I promise I wouldn't. I talked about it, but I wasn't going to do it.
Remember...
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm dyslexic, so 1969 turned into 1996.
He's been talking online about having sex with a...
And, you know, I'm being quite literal. I am dyslexic.
A 13-year-old for almost a month.
Yeah, okay. Here.
Our first guest arrives at noon, right on time. 27-year-old Jeremy Todd West pulls in the
Okay, Chris had to have fucked that up. He probably meant 37. But they said he was 27 in the... Chris just said it. You guys should have heard
I mean,
that.
he could be. Just the weight of his sins have aged him.
I know, but when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, they say he's 27. Anyway.
Month.
I was wrong.
Then why did you do it, Tom? Explain it.
I was just weak moment. I had feeling something was wrong.
Do you ever watch Dateline?
I've watched it once.
Did you ever think you'd actually be on To Catch a Predator? Well, Todd, there's something I got to tell you.
I'm on it.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Dude, don't.
You can walk right out the door you came in.
Leave me. Leave him.
And just like he's seen on TV, law enforcement is outside waiting to arrest him.
Guys with their guns drawn.
They're red.
There's something. Come on down. Come on down. Straight down. Hands up.
Oh man. He put his hands behind his back like out of sight of the cops. Like, I'm shocked he wasn't shot or like tased.
Well,
like,
I mean, in this day,
he's a huge guy, and he just put his hands out of sight of the police. I mean, I know it was for a second, but
I mean, he's all flustered. Like, you do stupid shit when you're flustered. So.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, but
I don't know.
Who knows?
I keep finding excuses to humanize these guys. I apologize.
Hey, Pee Wee the Great. If there's any franchise that could fuck up Deshaun Watson, it'd be the Browns. So I guess good luck.
Get on your face. Get on your face right now. Hands out. Put them behind your back.
He just laid that position I lay on the floor and I asked him to crack my back.
Yeah. Hey, can you crack my back?
He's taken to the local police station, and when questioned by an agent from the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, he sticks to his story.
I wasn't going to do anything more than just be friends. That was it.
He tells the officer...
But his ass crack is hanging out right now. If there was a...
Oh, 100% it is.
You see how far down his pants are?
You can even see, like, the flap of that thing.
You know it's hanging out.
Okay, the Nup North also says, I Googled it, and I'm seeing 27 and 37.
Yeah, I would say he's probably 37, based on that hairline and the little
looking at him, yeah. I'd be shocked if he... I mean, I'm 27.
Oh, he got a little goblin ear right there.
I'm 27. And I couldn't imagine looking like this guy.
I'm 28.
I know you're 28. You're old.
Fucking cougar.
Yeah. we will never be the same age.
We don't speak of it.
You're over a year older than me.
I'm the predator.
Sir, he's worried about being on Dateline.
You're probably going to appear on their show at some time. And part of the reason is they use that as a deterrent for other people to not get themselves in this situation.
Well, I should have just stayed away.
He's coming back, Casey. He's trying to make sure he can see you.
In a few minutes, our next potential predator will probably be thinking
they all show up one after the other, like they're scheduled.
No, that's how they do it. I mean, it was easier.
Just a conveyor belt of
they'll have the house for like a weekend. I mean, they rent it more than that so they could set up all the cameras.
Could you imagine buying a house that would be so cool, like for someone.
I think this was recently just for sale. It's a mansion though. Like that's a
but like,
mansion.
what if you bought a house and like you just find out it was a sting house? That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, Evil McNuggets. Yeah, you're 27 in 8 fucking years. I knew Cyber Squeak and I knew Nup was 27, but I didn't know what everybody else was because. I remember Cyber Squeak. I remember your mom talking about how you're Kayla and she's Kelly and you were born in I think 94 because that's the same year that Kayla and the Sting would have been born. So anyway, everybody's telling us their ages in the chat. Oh wow, Pee Wee the Great is 103. Damn, you know how to use your shit, huh?
I see you, Edward.
Smokey the Cat. Wow, turn of events. Winnie's boyfriend / husband's girlfriend / wife is the predator.
It's me all along.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, shoot.
What'd you do?
No, I just missed the window when I clicked it. Okay.
You should have
here
stayed
comes the
away.
white truck with gray on the
His name is
bottom.
Lauren, L-O-R, and you're Kayla.
Yep.
You should have condoms, pizza, bracelet, and a can.
Condoms, pizza, a bracelet.
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
Oh, they said,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Turns out today is his birthday. 37-year-old Lauren Armstrong, a construction worker. He's been chatting with a girl posing as a 13-year-old for more than a month. It's one of the longest chat logs we've ever seen.
Cyber, blame your ma. She wouldn't shut up about it, so. And Howard Stern's penis, Matt Ryan.
407 pages. Using the screen name Lauren A20014, he tells her how to masturbate and then asks her if she wants to see him naked. She agrees, and he turns on his webcam. He wants her to look at his penis.
Look at that!
Would you
Look
like to
at
see
that
it up
body.
close so you can get a better look at it?
It's my fucking body, Paul!
Okay, like, I will admit, like, I have no clue how to take a nudie shot, like, so I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to pose. So, like, I imagine he doesn't either.
No,
clearly.
he does not. No, clearly.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
That's what my sleep paralysis demon looks like. Standing at the end of my bed.
Yeah,
Hey, girl.
That's your sleep paralysis, is Lauren nude at the end of your bed.
Just like that stance.
Hey, Tim, darling.
Oh my gosh. I guess.
Would you like to
if
see
you
it
want
up
to show me.
Would you like to see it up
After
close?
chatting with the
yeah,
decoy,
you have to look at Lauren's dick up close because it's so tiny.
I thought you were suggesting to me, like, we have to find, like, there was actually pictures of it, and I'm like, oh my god.
As a 13-year-old for just 6 days, he expresses his deep love for her.
I wish I could marry you right now. Because I would do it.
I would do it.
That's how special you are to me, and that's how much I love you.
But he clearly knows what he's doing is wrong, telling her to delete all evidence of their chat log.
Okay. Delete your archives and remember, Mrs. Kayla Marie Armstrong, I love you more than anything.
He was so excited to be here. And
I mean, I basically know this chat front and back. It's our holy Lornography. It's our holy scripture.
It's our, the rosary that we say as we have our prayer beads.
Well, the rosary Lornography is a thing is a string of Bud Light cans all put together. Hey, Killdeer.
Walking in, very proud, very excited. It's a massager chair.
God,
It vibrates when you press the buttons.
Look, oh my God. I thought you had blonde hair.
Do you like it? I dyed it by myself.
I think it's pretty.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Well, weren't you going to bring me something?
Yeah, we've watched
Well,
this,
yes,
but this
I
is
was.
just in the whole episode.
And I did.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Did you bring condoms?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they going to do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you?
I haven't had a kiss
yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want to kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. We just got here.
just give me affection, please.
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as you thought you would be. I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening?
Not too much.
Not too much. So what are you up to tonight?
What are you up to?
Not a whole lot.
Well, I tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there. You want to explain yourself?
Not really. I never really was going to do anything.
You weren't really going to do anything?
No.
So you brought condoms.
Okay, so after Lauren, we're going to do a little palate cleanser because we're halfway through the episode. Is that right?
That's fine.
What else did you bring?
Hey, Roddy Beltran.
I brought her a bracelet.
And she is how old?
She's supposed to be 13.
And how old are you?
37.
Now, besides all this chat here, and you both...
If you remember,
yeah, I do remember,
today,
and that still makes me sad.
I know. 37.
Today. Damn.
To that in a minute. You also sent a whole bunch of pictures. Now, why would you think that's appropriate?
It's not.
It's not. You tell her to delete her archives.
I didn't want her to get in trouble by her parents.
You talk about getting married to her. Getting married. She's 13.
So I meant when she was 18.
You were going to marry her when she turned 18. What do you think ought to happen here?
Shakes in
I think I should
agreement.
go to counseling to get off the internet. I can do some things I can't do that. Oh my God.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on...
Well, Mr. Squeak can fuck read off there, Cyber Squeak.
Now, you're free to walk out of this house right now. But if there's anything else you want to say, now would be the time to say it. He has nothing further to
gets
say
arrested.
and tries to make a quick exit, apparently
remember, he
not
walks out and
knowing
he just
what's in
drops.
store
Like,
for
he
him
He
outside.
takes a second before he gets down. Ready?
Sheriff's office, down!
He just looks, and then he goes down.
Put your hands on your back.
Look at that.
He's taken to the local police station
Hang on, I
where
wanna
his
screen
car
capture
is searched.
Well, Mr. Armstrong's.
Hang on, let's get that screen capture of Lauren on the ground. That'll be a lot of good photoshops. Nice.
Truck, we found some condoms. A variety pack plus some jewelry.
And later, he's interviewed by law enforcement.
I believe you
Look
transmitted
at that face crying.
quite a few photographs. I look at an attorney. All right.
Up next, don't let his disability fool you.
He has cerebral palsy.
You don't know anything about
This is a man with a deviant plan.
Did you bring the razors?
Yeah. I
Very
thought
much
she would be shaved.
Very much
I think
so.
you told me about her before because I
I've
think I had this
definitely
reaction reaction where I was like, I'm gonna have a hard time making fun of it because
well, we're not making. I mean, yes, we're making fun of him.
But then you told me that
but
he kind of uses.
no, he's.
He's an asshole.
He's just physically handicapped. I mean, not that. I mean, I think he's an idiot, but he's not like mentally handicapped. Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he tries to then use it to get out of it. But he's very deceitful. Like he knows how to play that victim card of being So.
I mean, I've seen people who have done that. So like, I'm not surprised that he's one of those people.
That's right, Anna Rourke. That part was staged. It was all a show, per Lorne. Okay, so Dustin's in his 20s, and he has cerebral palsy.
That's what I was going to ask.
And so he also talked for a month with the decoy. This decoy, he wanted to have a threesome with this decoy and her baby sister, who was 8. 13 and 8.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said baby sister, because I thought you were just going to say baby, and I was about to
Well, I mean, she's 8 years old.
I mean, still.
But the more you learn,
it's
I mean,
still bad.
He admits to having child pornography on his computer in his interrogation, and he's interrogated by his name's John Dudinsky. He's another interrogator, like with Catherine Reed, and he just absolutely works him over for an hour. It's great because he doesn't let Dustin use his disability. He like does all this other stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue. Who's there? Oh, hey, Bowser.
That's him coming at you.
Yep, I see him.
He would have a cane. He has cerebral palsy.
No, you come in. He drove up as close as he could to the door so he didn't have to walk as far because he has the cane.
Thank you, Cornville Commoner. He also Dustin wanted the girl to
ship her panties.
Wear panties for 3 days and then ship them to him. And he would ask, like, every day, did you go and get postage yet? Because that was the excuse. Is like, well, I can't ship it. I don't have postage.
Remember that time that we briefly talked about how we were going to get money to buy a house? And I was like, I'll sell my panties. I don't give a fuck. I didn't need to.
I told him to come on inside, and he finally agreed.
Meet Dustin McFetridge. He's 26 years old, divorced, suffers from cerebral palsy, and collects Social Security benefits. He's driven 5 hours to have sex with a girl posing as a 13-year-old. As you'll find out, this isn't his first time chatting inappropriately with a minor. Our decoy Casey starts to feel sorry for him as she watches him struggle to get out of the car. But then she remembers what he'd been saying online.
When you listen to him talking, he really is no different. He still is wanting to have sex with a little girl.
Using the screen name Wrestling Dude East Tennessee, he asks the girl if he could be her first at sex.
What have you done with a guy?
Nothing.
Wow. So I'd be your first at everything?
Yeah.
After he tells the decoy about his disability, he moves on to talking about anal and oral sex. He asks if he can shave her private parts and later makes a rather bizarre request.
Send me a pair of your panties. Pick a pair you want me to have and wear them for 2 or 3 days straight.
For real?
Yeah.
He also asks her if he can have a three-way with the decoy and her sister. And he repeatedly asks the girl to marry him. When they make a plan to meet, he tells her he'll bring an electric razor. KBI Commissioner David James watches on a monitor as McFetridge comes into the house.
When you first look at him and you see him, and you could say that I felt a little bit sorry for him.
Okay,
a little bit.
So, yeah.
And then you remember why we're here. You know, whether he has cerebral palsy or not, he still was there to molest a child.
That's
and
pretty cool, right?
There's no excuse for molesting a child. I don't care what it is.
So what's up?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Look how happy he is.
Did you bring the razors?
Yeah.
So what did you want to do with them? I was kind of confused.
I'll show you later.
Can you just tell me, please? I won't come here if you don't tell me.
I thought you wanted to be shaved.
I thought you were wanting
down
to
there.
shave down there.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, that's what you wanted to.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of nervous. I'd rather, like, talk about it first so I kind of know. You know what I mean?
What do you want to talk about, sweetie?
Well, like, tell me what you're going to do so I'm, like, kind of prepared.
It's just easier to explain it as we go along before I do it.
Well, like, what would you do first?
I don't know. I'd like to hold you.
And then what?
And kiss you. That's why I was asking you to come over here.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but...
Yeah, I won't force you to do anything, sweetheart.
Hey, Chris.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Well, I wasn't going to do nothing.
You weren't going to do anything?
No.
Why don't you tell me what your plan was tonight? Huh?
See, what I like is, like, Chris is always kind of slow to kind of get up to sit down. Like, a lot, like, Jeremy Todd West, the big guy in the red shirt, he stayed behind the chair the whole time.
Yeah.
He's, like, this huge guy.
Yeah.
With Lauren and Dustin, like, especially with Lauren, Chris could tell that Lauren was a big fucking pussy, so he sat down in front of him. But, like, Dustin, he didn't really, I mean, especially...
Doesn't perceive them as a huge
Right,
threat.
especially because Dustin's sitting all the way back in a chair with his feet up. Like, he can't, like, get out
Well, I
quickly.
mean, like, you know, you never really know how they're going to react.
Right.
Bring nothing with me. I didn't do nothing bad, and I would never force nobody to do anything against their will, sir.
But you did bring some things with you tonight.
I mean, he really
I brought a razor.
A razor. And what were you going to do with the razor?
I thought she wanted to be shaved down there, and I thought she said...
Right. I mean, if they're small enough, yeah, but he kind of... I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't. He could obviously probably rape somebody, like a small enough child, but, you know, like a teenager, he couldn't... I don't think he would have the strength to, but I don't know.
She was 17 or something.
Well, I've got the transcript right here.
I believe that, sir.
Right.
He was told online she was 13 and even referred to her young age several times, wishing she was 5 years older. And as for all the explicit sex talk...
I was trying to see if I could find out if that was a cop, or so I didn't waste
Well, it sounds like what you're trying to see is if you could score with a 13-year-old girl.
No, sir.
I mean, have you chatted online with underage girls before?
Quite honestly, I had one time before.
A young girl?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He says he was chatting with a 14-year-old girl, and the girl's mother's boyfriend was a cop who found out about it and wanted to press charges.
It never went to trial. I apologized, and everybody...
Did you plead guilty or no contest?
We didn't go to court. It was just over the phone and like, hey, I'm sorry. This is why I said that.
Was it a scary situation to you?
Yeah.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem so tonight.
And I didn't, like I said, I wouldn't do nothing bad.
You say, I want to make love to you. Have you ever seen people have sex?
It's just
Then
curiosity.
you send her a picture of people having sex.
I thought she asked for it.
She asked for it. She didn't ask for it. You sent it to her. And even if she did, I mean, you're not supposed to be sending stuff like that to somebody who says they're 13.
But instead of taking responsibility, he tries to blame it all on the decoy.
She was wanting me to come up here and see her so bad, and I didn't want to disappoint her.
You're a grown man.
I know.
What do you think?
Yeah, so he says in his interrogation, he has lube with him in his car, and he tries to say that it's hand sanitizer.
Nice.
Smokey the Cat? Well, it's October 17th, 1971. No, sorry, 1970.
What should happen to you?
Don't know. I don't.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teens online for sex.
It's all wrong in my part, but she led me on a little too, and I understand both ways.
I mean, she's not driving the train here.
She led him on. But I understand both ways, too.
The grown-up.
I don't know.
You get that, right?
Yeah, that's stupid on my part.
As he heads for the door, Dustin doesn't seem to know that officers from the Warren County Sheriff's Office are waiting to arrest him.
No, they don't. They just say, come on out.
I hate when you do that. You
Dustin,
fucker.
take a step out, okay?
I don't know.
Take a step out.
Okay.
Okay. They help him down, you know.
Because of his disability, officers are careful taking him into custody.
Wouldn't that be
I thought they said I wasn't.
football tackle him off the floor?
I mean, I think that's the first one ever.
While he's being booked, his car is searched.
Braun electric razor,
So that's the range.
some KY lubricant, and a digital camera as well.
Then he's brought in for questioning, where he admits to bringing a razor and lubricant.
What were you going to use it for?
I guess.
Was it in case you had sex with her?
Yeah, but I was going to try not to.
But you would have had sex if you hit it off with her.
if we got along and I thought it was a meaningful relationship, honestly, then yeah.
Again, he says he's not the only one to blame.
Do it. He just said if it was a meaningful relationship with a 13-year-old girl, he would have sex with her.
She hasn't even gone through puberty yet. Like,
barely. Yeah.
You don't even know what the fuck a meaningful relationship is, let alone what your fucking period is, basically. Like, if you think for 1 second a 13-year-old girl is capable of having a relationship, think again!
Think again! Hey, Tyler.
The girl teased him into coming.
She called me today wanting me to come up here.
Mm-hmm. But you were telling her you were her boyfriend, right? You wanted to marry her.
After she's 18?
Okay.
If we got along.
How does he explain the picture he sent?
Because she said she'd never seen a penis before.
Mm-hmm. Why does a girl that age have to see one?
I don't have no answer for that one.
He admits that he probably possesses child pornography.
There's probably a few photos and a few videos that I had downloaded.
Have you ever met anybody in any other chat rooms that you've had sex with?
Yes.
Any of them underage?
No, sir.
Probably alive.
Dustin Jacob McFetridge.
Later, he goes before a judge where he enters a not guilty plea.
Your bond will also be $50,000
Look at that.
cash.
Look at that! Will somebody pull his shirt up, please?
No, sir.
Okay,
I'll see you
Oh,
Friday.
wait, sorry, hang on. Let's go back. He asked... Wait. Well, I don't want to miss this part.
Chat rooms that you've had sex with?
Yes.
Any of them underage?
No, sir.
Dustin Jacob McFetridge.
Later, he goes before a judge where he enters a not guilty plea.
Your bond will also be $50,000 cash.
Should I be signed over to the custody of my mother?
No, sir.
Okay,
I'll see you Friday.
She gets her vehicle back?
I'll see you Friday at 9
Like,
a.m.
look how entitled he is to... First off, he says, can he be released to his mother? And then he says, as the judge is talking, can I make sure she gets her vehicle back?
Okay, the second part, maybe it's just him being a considerate son.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'm trying
But he
to
just the way
I'm
he
grasping for any
just the way he
positivity.
brings it up, though, like it's just he comes off so entitled. But anyway.
No, okay, so
While McFetridge admitted to chatting with a minor before, you'll soon meet a man who went a lot further than that. He's a convicted sex offender.
What was the actual criminal charge against you?
He's like
having sex with a minor.
Having sex with a minor. Okay.
And we'll get to that. Yeah.
But you remember that channel that I talked to you about that's on YouTube, Soft White Underbelly?
Yes, where they interview.
Yeah, so this guy just goes around
and
and interviews people on Skid Row, and he talks to prostitutes and homeless people and drug addicts, and he's had a couple controversial interviews with some child pedophiles and child molesters and some rapists, and they're actually in a very fucked up way. They're very interesting. Just to
oh no, I mean that's what this is.
It's fascinating to hear their perspectives because all of them have a very victim mindset where they don't see the they don't take responsibility for what they did, and it's all about feel sorry for me because this happened to me
because I got caught.
Because most of them do have some kind of traumatic shit that fucked them up, but
I mean they'll
But if anyone was ever curious, Soft White Underbelly on YouTube, I highly recommend if you ever want to look at another side of some stuff. Yeah.
So we're gonna watch our palate cleanser, and
yes, please.
This came up in our I love Soft White Underbelly.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so this is palate cleanser. So we have I think we have 3 Predators left, and there's about 15 minutes left of the episode. Mm-hmm. So just to kind of take a quick segue, this showed up in my recommended after a few years, and it is a dead whale washes up on the beach 50 years ago, and they try to blow it up with dynamite.
Wow.
So let's watch. This is remastered footage.
Oh my god.
It's so stupid, like the people. But let's watch.
What to do with one 45-foot...
Well, if they let it sit long enough, it would probably do it on its own.
Near Florence. It had been so long since a whale...
Well, that's what they're saying is that they can't move it and they don't want to bury it, and it would take too long to just let it sit there. So.
Well, everyone, it's a feast for the week.
Nobody could remember how to get rid of one. In selecting its battle plan, the Highway Division decided the carcass couldn't be buried because it might soon be uncovered. It couldn't be cut up and then buried because nobody wanted to cut it up, and it couldn't be burned. So dynamite it was, some 20 cases or a half ton of it. The hope was that the long-dead Pacific gray whale would be almost
I bet that beach
disintegrated
was
by
a
the blast,
mess.
Oh yeah, watch. No, we're getting
went
there.
down
Just watch.
so bad.
Just watch.
Seagulls and other scavengers.
And I'm sure there were probably like a
Seagulls
million
had been
seagulls
standing
everywhere.
nearby
Oh yeah, but
all
watch.
day.
Yeah,
As
just
everything
watch.
was being made ready, we asked George
They're all the
Stratton,
seagulls
highway
waiting.
engineer in charge of the project, for his final observation.
Blow it up. Blow it
Well, I'm confident that
It's really hard for us to hear for some reason. I don't know why it's not very loud, but basically, this is 50 years ago, and they're all like, "Yeah, well, I don't think it's gonna work. You know, well, we're just gonna try.
We just
we're just
didn't
gonna
know
try
any
and blow it
better.
up. You know."
The only thing is,
We're
we're
gonna
not
go set
sure
fire
just
to some
exactly
stuff,
how much
see what happens.
explosives it'll take to disintegrate this thing, so the scavengers, seagulls, and crabs and
Right. So what they wanted to do, what their plan is that to blow it up so it's so small that then the crabs and the seagulls can just come clean it up. Like that's the plan.
Okay, so
And then
I
any
can
big
understand
chunks,
that.
like if there's like a few big chunks, they'll just like haul it away. But
Is there any
just
chance
just
it might
wait.
be more than a one-day job? If there's any large chunks left, and
Does it like go all over the
we may have
people?
to do some other cleanup, possibly set another charge. The dynamite was buried primarily on the leeward side of the big mammal.
So
as
they're
most
putting
of
it
the
all
range
on
would be
that
blown
side to
toward the
hopefully
sea.
blow it into
About
the ocean.
75 bystanders, most of them residents.
I mean,
who
the whale's
first
dead
found the
already,
whale to be
just
an
saying. No, I
object of
know.
Curiosity before they tired of its smell, were moved back a quarter of a mile away. The sand dunes
they
there
have
were
to move
covered
back
with
a quarter of a
spectators
mile.
and land lubber newsmen, shortly to become land blubber newsmen, for the blasted blubber beyond all believable bounds.
Look at all these. Look at it. Okay, here we go. 9, 8,
Oh my God.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No!
No, just wait.
Just flesh raining from
Right.
the sky.
They
That's
have to
fucking-
start. They have to start running because there's just giant things
There's
of
just
flesh,
mist of whale carcass.
of blood, of guts.
The humor
Rotting
of the entire
whale.
situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival.
Yeah, run for survival.
It was a good idea before
But
we
just
did
watch.
it.
It actually launched huge
Dunes
chunks.
were rapidly
Just watch.
evacuated as spectators escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming
Look,
storm.
it destroyed a car.
A
huge chunk of
I was
whale
gonna ask.
crashed
I
into
bet.
a car.
I bet it fucked something up beyond the
Fortunately,
beach.
no human was hit as badly
Yeah,
as the
I mean
car.
it's in the beach's
Oh
parking
my
lot, but, like,
God! I would.
There
I would
wasn't
be going
any. There
full
wasn't anybody.
Karen.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody in the car.
No, but I'd still be going
were
full
nowhere in
Karen.
sight, either scared away by the explosion or kept away.
So,
by
and
the
what
smell.
they just said you couldn't hear is that the seagulls and everything are scared away because of the explosion. 'Cause they were waiting in a huge thing.
They're like, no, come
exploded.
back, clean up our mess.
Right, they're like, please. So
we fucked up.
But then what's funny is look, like most of the whale carcass is just still there. Like they have to go pick it up.
Wow.
Look how much is still there. It didn't barely do anything.
Good intentions, but
Right.
completely.
The news story though is very funny because it's from the perspective of they're kind of like idiots. The newscasters like, well, it started good, but then we all had to run for our lives from
I
whale
have a
meat.
challenge for all
And
of
50
you.
years later, it's
Mr.
a really
Beast,
funny
what are you
story.
doing here? All right.
Damn.
So that was a nice, fun little palate cleanser. Thanks for coming along for the ride. That was funny because you hadn't seen that, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, that'd be a fun palate cleanser to do. Which is palate cleanser is trademarked by the Lorne Identity. I take no credit in coming up with the palate cleanser. All rights to TLI. Hey, C&J Dev. All right. Let's get back to. So we have 16 minutes left.
Okay.
I think we've got a guy. He's stopping, okay?
During our investigation here in Bowling
Hey, Dr. Cassandra Elizabeth Vaughn.
Green, Kentucky, men drive for miles, sometimes from other states like Tennessee and Indiana, to meet a young girl home alone willing to have sex.
This would be one stay fit.
Our next visitor drove more than an hour from Nashville, Tennessee, to keep a date for sex with a girl posing as a 13-year-old.
The ball beef.
Hey, come around the side. This front door doesn't work.
Okay.
Whose
Well, online using the screen name.
No, they want
I know it's
all
just an excuse, but like,
right, they want all the traffic.
I'm sorry, that would be like the first red flag. But I mean, I'm not a pedophile, so.
Hey, Christina Cap, nice to see you. And Honorary Bogan, how you doing? Oh shit, I haven't been on live chat this whole time. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, if I missed anything. Is there a way to just set that up where it's live chat to begin with? Because Talk Chat like filters your messages, so people will be like, "Why aren't you answering me?" But that'll go through, but their other messages won't. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Fucking rude.
I know. Sorry about that.
Wow.
Hey, Shoo Shooey. Okay, back to the bullshit.
Single Male Staying Fit 2000, 41-year-old Richard Watwood not only poses naked on his webcam, he also masturbates for the decoy, then encourages her to touch herself. 2 days later, he shows up at our house.
I was just watching some TV.
Oh, okay.
We got these new chairs. Sit down in it. It's the greatest thing ever.
He thinks the girl's a virgin and home alone for the weekend. By the looks of his chat log, he's here to take her virginity.
If you slide them.
Hey, can I use your restroom?
Well, we're having some plumbing issues right now because it's the new house, so it's not really hooked up yet.
Yeah.
So can you hold it for a little bit maybe until later?
I got to pee real bad. I've been having to go since Nashville.
Before you do that, I've got a couple questions for you. What's going on?
Not much.
Hey, no, I need to ask you some questions first. Keep your hands on your pockets, please, so I can see. Please have a seat.
I don't want to have a seat.
I don't want to have a seat.
You don't want to have a seat. You want to tell me what you're
Put his
He
hand on his
insists
hip.
he has to go to the bathroom. Now, what was your plan here tonight? And then takes off. Well, there's something you need to know before you leave. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Hey, Coyote613, you just missed your part. So, Coyote613 is here. Down! Get down! You just missed Lauren's part.
Going to the side door, coming out.
You gotta pee in the yard, yeah. Here they come.
All the way out.
Down!
All the way
down!
Get on the ground. Get on your stomach.
Get
on your stomach.
He's taken away in an unmarked car.
So he doesn't
Taken to the local police station and booked. Officers search his car for evidence.
And 2 unmarked types. 2 unmarked types. Possibly
several condoms.
Later, Watwood is brought in for questioning.
Thank you,
You
Connor.
understand why you're here? Okay. You were picked up tonight for traveling to see a minor.
He's read his rights and asked to sign a waiver.
I don't want to waive my rights.
Like all the other men you've met so far, he's arraigned before a judge, where his bail is set at $50,000 cash.
I want to plea of not guilty on your behalf this morning. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Incoming, right here.
Meet 34-year-old James Fowler. He's been
AKY.
chatting online with a decoy posing as a 13-year-old. Calling himself You Want to Come and Get Me 2005, he wastes no time getting to the point.
I like to pleasure people and be pleasured. I just don't chat. I meet. I want to know, if I meet you, you will let me pleasure you?
What? Sounds fun.
Then he turns on his webcam and shows her
This guy
his
has,
private
like a-
parts. The next day, he's walking into our
Look how
living
big he
room.
is.
Look at this. We got
So-
these new
this is a
chairs.
different guy.
This
Sorry.
is a
down.
different guy.
This is
So
the
this
big
guy, in my opinion, would legitimately hold her down and rape her. Because watch what he does.
Also,
Watch what
if he
does.
tried to bone a 13-year-old girl, he's probably going to do some damage.
Probably bad damage, yeah.
It's so cool. It has like a massager in it.
Down.
If you push those buttons, I got him to sit in the chair, and I was just sitting on the edge of my chair. That's pretty cool, right?
That's wild.
And then out of nowhere, he just stood up and started heading towards me. Do you want me to get you something to drink?
Look.
He was definitely
just
heading
goes
towards me for
towards
something.
her.
Oh my god.
Have a seat.
And thankfully, Chris comes out because, like, if this was a real girl, raped. I mean, I know it's raped if he had sex with her anyway, but he would legit he was going after her to like.
No, I'm
grab
sorry.
her.
That made my stomach drop.
I know,
Like,
isn't it?
The second before you even said anything, I was like, oh god.
Oh, it's just like, oh, it's so bad. And thankfully, Chris, because Chris is a pretty big guy too, so he comes out and Travis knows what this is, and Travis then turns into a bitch.
Right over there where we were. What's happening? Please sit down.
See how he stays behind the chair.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I thought this was never going to happen.
You thought this is never going to happen.
Yeah.
And what do you think this is?
It's not good.
Now, what was your plan here tonight?
have a time.
Have a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, raping a chick.
Do you have like a little mustache?
No, it's just the way the shadow is. CNJ Dev. So this version of the footage is trying to be sort of like copyright strike proof. So it's this weird effect, and it spins every once in a while so that the automatic sensors can't detect it. Because I can't remember if you were here earlier, but our original stream from earlier got taken down while we were trying to do this. But
with a girl who told you she was how old?
I think it was 13.
And how old are you?
34.
He says he drove an hour and 42 minutes to get here. And during that drive at all, did you think, man, this is a bad idea?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Should have turned around. Should have thought about it.
Have you met other people before on the internet?
Sure, consent. Older. I mean, everybody's old, you know. I've never done this before.
What made you decide to do this for the first time tonight?
You know, wow, it crossed my mind. I seen this show and I'm like,
you seen which show?
Probably, yeah.
This show.
He was like sniffing gasoline or sharp.
What was your reaction when you've seen the show before?
It was bad. It's just bad. That's all I can say.
What the people were doing was bad.
Yeah.
Now you say here that you like to pleasure people and be pleasured.
Yeah.
Now you know this is a 13-year-old girl.
So how he says it was the situation where he met her in a club and she had a fake ID that said she was older than 18, but she wasn't, and he got in trouble. Which I guess if you want to have a nuanced conversation about that, sure. But facts are he still had sex with somebody who was a minor.
Yeah.
You talk about how having sex for the first time may be painful for the girl.
And then you send
these pictures. You ever been in trouble before? You have been?
Yeah.
What was the actual criminal charge against you?
Having sex with a minor.
Having sex with a minor, okay.
That's right. He's a convicted sex offender. In 1995, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of unlawful sexual intercourse. He says it was a big misunderstanding, that the girl showed him a fake ID saying she was 18.
Well, you've seen the show before, so you know that this is about the time where I need to tell you who I am. I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm with Dateline NBC.
Yeah.
And this is To Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
He's in no hurry. He knows what's waiting for him outside.
Sheriff's office.
He's just accepting.
I don't know why he's walking down this part, like, because no other predator walks down like the back porch. I don't know if he just went out the wrong way, but Carl Hungus, you're not the first person to ask that today. Apparently, in the COD Discord, the answer is that you have to sign into a profile on the forum to look at Lorne's forum, because I guess they're trying to stop probation from just reading it. So you have to like sign up to read it or something. Somebody else could probably answer you better than that, but that's what I remember seeing in the Discord today about it. You weren't the first one to ask.
Come on down. Come on. Put your hands up where you see them. I see palms. All the way down. All the way down. Come on.
Later at the police station, he's brought into the interrogation room, read his rights, and starts answering questions.
And what were your intentions when you got here?
Hey, Musab.
I was intentions to be pleasurable and pleasure her, but I might not have done the actual penetration. I just wanted to see how it went. That's all, you know. Okay. Now you're gonna have to define pleasurable for me. Fellatio, having the lady have pleasure below, and likewise, I guess.
He says he lives with his girlfriend and her 5-year-old son.
Does she know you chat? Yes, but she didn't know about this. I told her it was a couple. A couple? Couple, 2 people, a man and a woman. That you were coming to see? Yeah.
So he's
for what?
He's like polyamorous, I guess, is the best way to say it. Like, I don't think I think he's just a dude who likes having
an open
sex.
relationship.
Yeah, more so. Thank you. Not poly, more like an open relationship. So he told his girlfriend that he was going up to meet a couple to have a threesome, but he lied.
Oh, okay.
I have pleasure with couples. So she knows that you travel to have relationships.
He tells the agent about his prior conviction for sex with a minor and says he got probation. But later he was arrested for not reporting to his probation officer.
So I went back and done 37 days in the pen in Delaware.
He also admits to dating a teenager. He says she was 18, but he doesn't remember her name.
You lived with this girl and you didn't know her name. I've had a lot of girlfriends. Well, I'm sure you have, Travis, but I want to know this one.
He only has 2 brain cells.
Right. What's her name?
So.
I've had a lot of girlfriends. I'm sure you have, Travis. Like, that's such a great meme from this. I'm sure you have, Travis.
I'm sure you have.
His name, I don't know. I can see her face, but I can't picture her name. How long did she live with you? A couple months.
Like all the other men arrested here in Kentucky, he pleads not guilty.
Come here.
No, why would I get any closer if you have a gun?
There's one more potential predator we'd like you to meet. He claims he's a police officer and carries a gun.
Lift up your shirt. Turn around.
Find out what happens when he's met by police.
Yeah, so basically what happens is that when they tase him, only one of the probes hits him, so it doesn't like complete that sort of circuit, I guess. Mm-hmm. So it still hurts, but it doesn't. It's not like the full thing to put him to the ground. But he says so. Basically, what you'll see is he says that he's a cop, and so they're afraid that he's going to have a gun. Yeah. So that's what you saw is that. Here, when we get
that's what
there,
Kayla was. That Kayla?
Casey.
Or Casey.
I don't know what her decoy
that's why she
for.
was at the door.
Yeah, the name's different. So like Kayla was forlorn. I don't know what else they're other. Oh shit! Sorry, I thought I hit play, guys.
All right, John Raven says he's about 55 miles away.
At 7 p.m. on Saturday night, a perverted justice decoy starts chatting online with a man from Indiana, 5.5 hours away from our undercover house in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I figured, oh, there's no way this guy's going to come.
Calling himself John Raven 2000, he tells the decoy, who is posing as a 13-year-old, that he's 24 and says, I'm too old to do anything with you. But that doesn't last long. Soon after, the sex talk begins. He asks the decoy about her last boyfriend.
Hey, Honorary Bogan.
Did you him?
Yeah?
Did you
why you want to know that?
That's okay.
I just do.
Okay. See, I ain't no baby.
Would you do it to me?
Would you want me to?
Yes.
Yeah, it would be cool to try stuff out. You're cute.
The chat continues for another 20 minutes. Then he gets in his car and starts driving. He's known the decoy for less than 2 hours. In the long drive, he talks to the decoy on the phone and reveals more about himself.
We just got off the phone with the guy who's claiming to be a cop. We don't know that he is, but he says he carries his gun everywhere with him.
So now we have to assume that John Raven 2000 is a police officer and he's armed.
The security people were really great in instructing me as to what to do, and the first and foremost important thing was the safety.
Here comes 24-year-old Michael Patterson. He actually made the 5.5-hour drive to meet a 13-year-old for sex. Casey has been instructed to make certain the man is unarmed.
Hey!
Oh my god.
You didn't really bring your...
Okay, so if you look right here, the windows are all blacked out because... Oh, shoot. Right behind... There's a cop literally, like, holding her.
Yeah, just to ensure in case she needs to grab her real quick.
Right, if they see him pull a gun, they're just going to pull her in. So they're right behind her saying, okay, tell him to lift up his shirt. Tell him to lift up his pants.
Yeah, I figured that she either had an earpiece or they were telling her what to do.
Because there's one right there. And then
that he could be a potentially active shooter. So
yeah.
take that seriously.
So then as soon as they clear him, then the cop kind of like slips away before he comes in the house. You can see it in like the unaired footage. Egbert, how you doing? Egbert Mandingo.
Your gun with you, did you? Because that kind of freaks me out.
No.
Well, you said you always carry it with you.
It's in my car.
I don't believe you.
Seriously, look.
Lift up your shirt. Turn around.
I mean, honestly, I would probably do the same thing with a random guy.
Lift up your pants.
I'm not really cool with guns.
100%.
You're killing me.
Hey, Barbara Son Bunky.
Pull your pockets inside out. Your other pocket.
My wallet. Change. Come on, you gotta trust me. I don't have it on me here.
I got the okay to let him in the house. All right, I guess I believe you. Okay, close your door. Come on in.
We're being a weenie.
Well, I wasn't sure. You said you always carried it with you. I wasn't sure because you said you always carried it. He just continued to joke about it, and the cops and the security were, you know, still keeping a really strong eye on him.
Yeah, Coyote Lady. I've seen like YouTube videos of like when you sort of graduate using those things like the taser and the pepper spray, that you have to then be pepper sprayed and tased yourself. I mean, I get the point they're trying to make is like maybe you'll think before you use it because you know how it feels, but I don't think that really matters. I mean, but you're the cop, so please let me know.
Because you never know. So you're a cop, not a detective?
Detective, yeah. I'm a lieutenant.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So you're excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do?
Where's your room at? Let's go through the house. Look at it. This is a huge house.
Yeah, it is pretty big. It's nice, though.
Oh, my God. My hair's a mess.
So, Lieutenant.
What's up?
What are we investigating tonight?
Nothing much.
Shit.
What's your
Coyote
plan
Lady
here?
613
I just drove down here to...
And how long was the drive?
5.5 hours.
Now, what
for your
would
police
motivate
training.
somebody to drive 5.5 hours to come here to this house?
I don't know, sir.
Well, you got to know. You're the one who did the driving.
I know.
Now, you're a lawman. So if you're doing the interview, what would you want to know most?
Basically, why was I here?
Yeah, why were you here?
I'm just, I'm just lonely. I don't have anybody, and I need somebody to talk to.
You knew she was 13. She told you.
And I was kind of worried about it. I told her she was 5 years older. I wouldn't mind talking to her.
But you kept talking anyway.
He looks like somebody, but I can't.
You wouldn't know what to do with me. Am I supposed to know what to do with old men? Only with me. So this is funny.
I know. I'm sorry, sir.
It's funny. What do you think should happen to a police officer who gets caught doing something like this?
Well, really bad could happen.
How long have you been in law enforcement?
Just a year.
Explain to me why somebody
says
with
he's a
apparently
detective.
so much going on.
So basically, at least how I understand it is, he was in the academy, or he was being trained, or something. Like, he was a recruit. And during his off hours, like, when he wasn't at work as a cop, he bought, like, police lights to put on his car, and he would pull people over.
Oh.
So he got kicked off the force, and he got a charge for impersonating a police officer. So even though he was training as one, he wasn't active duty, like, on, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then he says that he's a detective, I guess, so he's lying. But what's annoying is that Lorne, later on in calls, will reference, because what's funny is that Lorne and this guy, Michael Patterson, tried to sue NBC for $40 million for,
Really?
damages for appearing on their show. And Lorne wrote his lawsuit, like, for Michael Patterson. And Lorne, in a call, is like, yeah, and Michael Patterson, he wasn't a cop. He was telling people like, Lorne says it very smugly, like, he's better than this guy because
I'm the better predator
right,
here.
because I didn't lie about being a cop.
I have to be the best predator on the show. The breast predator.
Breast predator.
Take that risk. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
I'm going through a divorce partially.
So that makes it okay.
He's like in his
No, it's not okay. It'll never be okay. Not for anybody.
What do you suppose your chief's
Cyber
going to
Squeak,
say about this?
he also does kind of look like Jeremy DeWitt, but she doesn't. Well, my wife doesn't know who that is.
He's
but.
looking like the guy from Mindhunter that's also the king in Hamilton that we talked about. I forget that.
I always say it's
kind of
like,
similar looking. I think.
What's his? Hang on. I always say his first name wrong. John Groff or Jeffrey Groff. Jonathan Groff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Jonathan
They just
Groff.
have like something similar in their faces. I don't know.
Yeah, I always fuck his name up.
He's gonna be too happy.
Well, there's something you got to know. And I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
I'm Chris Hansen.
And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teens online for sex.
I apologize, man.
All right. He gathers up all his belongings and heads to the door, apparently thinking the worst is over. Because of the possibility that Patterson is armed, an officer acts more quickly than usual, calling out to him as soon as he opens the door.
Sheriff's office!
Patterson steps back into the house, and an officer shoots him with a taser gun. Only one probe stays attached, so the taser is unable to shock him and drop him to the ground.
He's just screaming.
Once Patterson is cuffed, he's brought outside and taken away to the local police station. When officers search his car, they find a loaded gun,
one in the chamber,
a spare round of ammunition, and handcuffs. Later, he agrees to waive his rights and answer questions.
I'd like to discuss with you why you're here.
Now we hear the truth about the man claiming to be a detective. He tells the agent that he was only on the police force for a few months as a trainee before he was thrown off.
It was a traffic violation. I violated their SOP, their standard operating procedure.
He was out of his jurisdiction in his personal car using police lights.
I got some blue and red lights and I put them in my car. It was thrown out of court, so they dismissed me for that, but it was thrown out.
How long ago was that?
Just like a month ago.
But according to the local prosecutor, the case wasn't dismissed. He still faces the charge of impersonating a police officer. That wasn't his only run-in with the law. Patterson charged more than $1,400 on a credit card that had been mistakenly sent to him. He pleaded guilty to one count of theft, a misdemeanor, served 3 days in jail, and received 1 year probation.
So you had intentions to at least have oral sex with her?
Yeah.
And how old did she tell you that she was?
She said going on 14. I knew I screwed up talking to a girl that age. I knew. I'm not stupid. I'm not no creep, but...
A total of 7 men were arrested here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and charged with unlawful transaction with a minor less than 16 years of age, a felony.
Since this is a felony, you are entitled to a preliminary hearing.
Yeah. They've all pleaded not guilty. That brings the total number of potential predators arrested in a year by the Kentucky Attorney General's office
This
to...
is the KBI, not... I think perverted
What do you think they
justice
talked
helped with all
about
of
if they
them.
were like sitting in like a waiting room together?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, imagine being a fly on the wall.
Well,
for those
they were all in jail together because I know that some of them I think some people talked about seeing the other ones. Is Jim Roush in this photo? Because there's Lauren.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah. There's Jim. Old Jimmy.
Old Jimbo.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
that guy gives me like...
Oh, he's very mid-2000s with his sideburns and his spiky black hair.
He looks like he shot up a school or something.
Oh,
I don't like the way he looks.
Hey, Andy Birdcat. Andy Birdcat.
To 27.
We know that predators are now saying we're not coming to Kentucky. They're watching for us, so Kentucky's kids are safer.
We've conducted 12 separate To Catch a Predator investigations now over the course of 3 years. And during that time, police have arrested more than 260 men, leading to more than 130 convictions. You can learn more about our...
That's a good question. So,
like, I know there's got to be some out there. It's probably not as common. But...
what happens, how they explain it, because there's... Besides To Catch a Predator, they do a series called To Catch a Predator Raw, which is like behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And they answer that specific question. They say, people ask us all the time, where are the women at?
Yeah, because you know there's got to be some.
And here's what basically their answer is that women typically, because there are women who sexually abuse children.
Oh yeah.
They typically go after kids that are in their family or they know personally, whereas men will go online and be like, yeah, I want to come fuck you or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So women typically don't go online and do that. I mean, I'm sure there have been. I'm not saying not, but more than likely. But the one time they almost got somebody was in Georgia. This guy started talking to a decoy, and then he said, "Oh, can me and my wife or girlfriend or whatever come over and have a three-way with you?"
I saw a Softway Underbelly interview of a woman who was a registered sex offender. So I know they're out there.
And
I just wasn't sure if they're ever on TCAP.
Well, after the chat, they actually called, the decoy called the couple, and they verified that there was actually a woman there. who they talked to, but she never showed up to the Sting house, just the guy, and then he got arrested.
Oh, okay.
Our predator investigations on our website. You'll also find a complete online safety guide, including advice on how to talk to your kids about the real dangers predators pose. Just log on to dateline.msnbc.com. That's all for this edition of Dateline Friday.
Okay, yeah, Dr. Cassandra says I am correct. From her experience dealing with patients, typically women go after, just like Coyote Lady says, women tend to be more like teacher-student relationships.
Yeah, I was going to ask, it seems like anytime you hear it on the news, it's usually like a teacher, like a female teacher
who
had sex with her student.
Right. It's it's people, kids close to them. Yeah. They don't go out and try to find stuff, so...
I'm Chris Hansen. For Ann Curry and all of us at NBC News, good night.
All right. Wow. So how'd you like that episode? So that was a full episode.
Stuff isn't quite as shocking now because I've sat through a few of these now, and I'm like,
which
I guess
one?
It's not always that surprising now.
Which one do you think was the worst?
Well, okay, so I think was his name Dustin with the cerebral palsy?
Yes, Dustin. Well, that's what I meant to tell you real quick, is the interrogator keeps calling him Justin. So he's Justin. Anyway, continue. We call him D-Mac.
I think for me, he was the worst just because he keeps eliciting that feeling of sympathy.
Right. Because he knows that you're going to feel that way.
I think that's how probably, a good villain...
Right, he wants to manipulate you based off of his.
Yeah, and also
handicap.
I'm sorry, he wanted to shave her. That just really makes me feel.
Yeah, and he wanted
me feel some type of way.
He wanted her panties, and
gross.
He wanted to have sex with her 8-year-old sister. I think
they were all bad.
He might be the worst because he's able to use he kind of uses his.
He has the disability card.
Right to try to then Fowler is pretty bad. Lurch, who got up and was going after her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. He was
bad.
The next, he was unnerving
because
for me.
They're kind of the opposites. Whereas Dustin has to be more manipulative because he has physical impairments. Where Lurch,
he's mentally manipulative.
Right.
Where that guy's physically,
yeah. He could just come and grab you.
Yeah, so that's terrifying in an entirely different way. So I think they're both equally bad, just in different ways.
And then Bald Beaver Hunter, he's just kind of like an idiot.
He's just gross.
Yeah, and that's right. The guy in Georgia,
it's all gross.
The guy in Georgia whose wife or girlfriend almost came. We call him Mr. Gary because when he's talking to the interrogator, he's like, "Mr. Gary, I'm gonna lose everything I got, Mr. Gary."
Oh, God.
But anyway, he was a deacon or a minister in a church or something.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. But anyway, so
great.
You want to do this again? You want to watch another episode sometime and hang out with everybody?
Yeah, I'm down for more.
All right. Well,
not tonight, but
yeah, no, not tonight. Yeah, we've had a roller coaster with our first stream being shut down, but I really appreciate everybody coming back for the second stream. We were a little disheartened when the first one got taken down.
Yeah,
but,
it started off a little rough.
Yeah, but we're going to go maybe watch Turning Red. I don't know.
Yeah, I keep hearing cute things about it, and it's also, I guess, a really good way to poke fun at puberty. So while we're on the topic of adolescent children,
watch Turning Red.
Let's watch a cute, whimsical Disney movie.
But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming. I will probably be... I plan to be streaming next Tuesday is the next time I will stream. So just look out for the schedule. But anyway, yeah, so thanks everybody for being here, and I hope you have a nice night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.